We are privileged to have several special guests with us today. Please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Major General DeVoe's spouse, Mrs. Emily DeVoe. Colonel Crowley's spouse, Mrs. Lisa Crowley. Colonel Clark's spouse, Mrs. Bernadette Clark, and their children, Samuela Clark, Navy Gunner's Mate, Petty Officer 3rd Class, and Aurora Clark, a senior at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Colonel Clark's father, James Clark, a Vietnam veteran, his mother, Linda Clark, and his sister, Christy Clark. Chief Master Sergeant Robertson's spouse, Chief Master Sergeant Wendy Robertson, United States Space Force retired. Chief Master Sergeant Thompson's spouse, Mrs. Kathleen Thompson, and their children, Destiny Thompson and Summer Thompson. The Director of Staff, Headquarters, United States Space Force, Major General Steve Whitney. The Air Force Director of Civil Engineers, Deputy Chief of Staff of Logistics, Engineering and Force Protection, Brigadier General Brian Hartless. Deputy Assistant Secretary for Contracting, Office of the Assistant Secretary of the Air Force for Acquisition, Technology, and Logistics, Brigadier General Lance French. We would also like to welcome all other commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, family, and friends who have joined us for this significant event.
Honor, guard, post, and hut!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, the men and women of Joint Base Anacostia-Bolling and the 11th Wing will observe a change of command in which the reins of responsibility and leadership of Joint Base Anacostia-Bolling and the 11th Wing will pass from Colonel Ryan A.F. Crowley to Colonel James M. Clark. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is the Commander of the Air Force District of Washington, Major General Daniel A. DeVoe. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party. A distinctive feature of military ceremonies is the formal presentation of command to the reviewing officer. The formation today represents all the men and women who served with Colonel Crowley and all the men and women who will serve with Colonel Clark. After the Commander of Troops presents the command, ruffles and flourishes in the General's March will be played in honor of Major General DeVoe.
Sir, the command is formed. Order!
Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Technical Sergeant Ben Edquist from the United States Air Force Band and the invocation.
Present, arms!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Forward, up! Right shoulder, arms! Ceremonial at ease!
Ladies and gentlemen, Chaplain Lieutenant Colonel Miosha Wilson will now deliver the invocation.
Please join me in prayer. Gracious God, we honor you for this beautiful day you made. We pause to welcome your presence in this space as the 11th Wing Guidon is passed from Colonel Crowley to Colonel Clark. God, when I reflect on the last 2 years, I am convinced that in July of 2023, you sent the right leader at the right time for where you knew we needed to be in June of 2025. So we give you thanks for sending us Colonel Crowley to accelerate progress, expand partnerships, and prioritize the quality of life for all who live, work, and play at JBAB. He led us through many highs and lows. He led us through the loss of teammates in the crisis response from the mid-air collision earlier this year. He amplified our readiness as a wing, and we can't thank you enough for sending him to us. We'll miss him and his family. Lisa's walks and runs with Bretzel around the base, and Oliver and Paxton playing softball with the senior leaders. Bless them as they transition and use Colonel Crowley in a significant way as he develops future leaders as the CSAF chair at National War College. And God, we thank you for bringing Colonel Clark and his family back to the Chief's own. We trust that he too is the right leader at the right time for where you know JBAB needs to be 2 years from now. Give him wisdom in abundance. Renew his strength daily. Grant him favor for all the resources he'll advocate for. And lead him as he leads this wing and installation to do their best, think critically, succeed as a team, and leave JBAB better each and every day. May this tour also be a blessing for his wife Bernadette and their children Samuela and Aurora. And at the end, may they too be able to say, they are proud to be the Flying V. It's in your great and mighty name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, Chaplain Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General DeVoe.
and gentlemen, good morning, and thank you for the honor of your time this morning as we celebrate the accomplishments of the 11th Wing, the Chiefs' own, over the past 2 years. Under the leadership of their commander, Colonel Ryan A.F. Crowley, we will recognize, we will honor, and we will say goodbye to the Crowleys today. And then also welcome the return to JBAB of their new commander, Colonel James M. Clark. Yeah, that was him. M. I would like to acknowledge a few of our distinguished guests, general officers and senior executive service guests and their spouses in attendance, starting with my wife, Emily. Thanks for coming today. Major General Steve Whitney, the Director of Staff of the United States Space Force, Brigadier General and Mrs. Harkness, Brigadier General and Mrs. French, Mr. Brobeck, Mr. Altweiss, Mr. and Mrs. Bishop. All of you have incredibly busy schedules and much on your agenda, and you honor us, you honor Ryan, you honor Jim, you honor the 11th Wing with your presence. Thank you. A truly special welcome, however, to the friends and family in attendance this morning. Colonel Crowley's wife, Lisa, a critical member of the command team here at JBAB in her own right, and their children, Oliver and Paxton, Ryan's mom and dad, Pam and Francis Crowley, Colonel, United States Air Force, retired at that. Colonel Clark's wife, Bernadette, Berna, their daughters, Sammy, Samula, who is also a petty officer, 3rd class in the United States Navy, and Aurora, and his father, James, and mother, Linda. And I'd be remiss, James is a veteran of the United States Army and of the Vietnam War. Sir, thank you for your service as well. And Jim's sister, Christy. So let's give all of that family. Welcome to all the public officials, civic leaders, mission partners, commanders, chiefs, other family, friends, and most importantly, the men and women of the 11th Wing, the Chiefs' own, for coming today. And another round of applause for all. All right, a big special thank you to the team who put this event on in its entirety, including the protocol teams, the wing staff members, the honor guard, the band, the chaplain, the club. All of this was a change from an outdoor venue 48 hours ago to this indoor one we have this morning. I'd just like to say, Chaplain, if we were outside right now, your speech probably would have been it, all of mine. We just would have left it at that. We would have got right down to the business of presenting a declaration and doing the change of command. So well done. Given those temperatures and that humidity, I thank everybody in here for the team that made this happen. Everybody in here in the audience, thanks you. Thank you. To the members of the 11th Wing, today's ceremony is for you. You are the ones who make the mission happen. You are the ones who get the job done every single day, even in those scorching hot temperatures. The command teams are here to lead, support, develop, mentor, provide for, enable, foster you, and together with those leadership teams, you make sure the missions of the United States Air Force are carried out with excellence. And I am proud to say to the 11th Wing, you do that. Colonel Crowley, Ryan, to say that the 11th Wing flourished under your leadership is a considerable understatement. Over the past 2 years, the airmen of the Chiefs' own repeatedly excelled at every endeavor. I only have time to mention a few, and I'm probably even going to run long on that. There's just too much. But they are all significant, from installation infrastructure projects to support to mission partners, from rendering ceremonial honors at our nation's highest levels to combat readiness, from standing up a Space Force Honor Guard to rendering aid in the aftermath of a tragic aircraft mishap. The men and women of the 11th Wing demonstrated through their actions and under your leadership their standard of excellence. Just a few examples. On the infrastructure improvements, you accomplished base-wide water systems repair designs, dorm overhauls, transformers, switches replaced, any more are needed. $200 million design contract bill to fully repair and renovate the storm dorm that was awarded this past March. The 26 dorm renovation setting you up for success, Jim. And countless other emergency repairs that the team responded to every day, including this week, right up to the very end. You synced with the Army Corps of Engineers to conduct the removal of 3,000 feet of seawall debris, protecting a 5-mile shoreline from storm surges. And in this fiscally constrained environment, saving $180 million in contracting costs and advancing all of our capital, our nation's capital, DC's 500-year flood plan. You prevented contaminated drinking water across 5 states, directly impacting 6.1 million civilians. You mobilized JBAD's largest $1.2 million emergency spill response contract to contain 325,000 gallons of toxic chemicals. You made quantum leaps in base defense improvements. The Wing and 11th SFS drove $7 million in upgrades, delivering JBAB's first ever alternate base defense operations center and first ever alternate armory, and first active detection capability with 71 new cameras linked to a new wide area radar system for waterfront perimeter protection and detection. You delivered JBAB's first ever cross-functional common operating picture and C2 system, its first single base entry access list capability for all 3 gates, and countless other UFC upgrades. The Wing stood up when it comes to readiness, JBAB's CSST. The CSST is a combat service support team in support of AF4Gen and future Air Force Air Task Force. You stood up, as I mentioned earlier, the Space Force Honor Guard, an initial cadre of 16 skilled individuals is now grown and represented by the Honor Guards Airmen here from the Air Force and Space Force standing before you to an end strength of 60 Guardians in the 11th Wing that provide highly viewed ceremonies such as the state funeral for President Carter and the 60th presidential inauguration. That Space Force Honor Guard is actively working to be included in more joint service ceremonies like wreath layings at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And they were featured in their first ever parade during the National Cherry Blossom Parade. It would have been at the inauguration, but that cut short by the weather. President Carter's state funeral. You trained diligently to make sure that we were prepared over the entirety of the last 2 years. And when the time came, you mobilized 106 members, including 28 Air Force and Space Force members who deployed in less than 24 hours, simultaneously supporting 2 NORTHCOM missions, honoring President Carter's legacy and displaying military precision to more than 23,000 people, including all 5 living presidents. During the aircraft mishap, courageous support was delivered from all across the 11th Wing members, provided aid to hundreds of local responders, federal agencies, as the initial incident command was hosted here on board JBAD. And you ensured the recovery efforts and the dignified transfer of 67 aircrew and passengers that perished in the worst aviation incident in our nation's capital in over 20 years. and you were recognized by our Chief of Staff of the Air Force on a very personal level for the tremendous contributions that the Chief's Own made to our nation. Of course, this was right on the heels of the 60th presidential inauguration, another activity that you trained tirelessly for in the years leading up to. And many of you witnessed firsthand that professionalism and that excellence on TV as you saw the Honor Guard and the band and the airmen beyond participate. But that activity was turned entirely upside on its head in the last 72 hours prior due to the weather. And along with JTF NCR, the 11th Wing was at the forefront in making that a reality, a seamless reality, into a ceremony befitting our nation's most senior leadership. But behind the scenes in support of the presidential inauguration, the Space Force brought 40 members outfitting with service dress, with their test uniform wear, and we supported them with less than 48 hours, help with training, marching, get them ready, incorporate them, showing true teamwork and partnership. The band had a significant part in the inauguration ceremony in the rotunda, simultaneously the departure ceremony for President Biden, and also supported multiple inauguration balls. 11 cons, $1.76 million in contract execution for ceremonial honors, uniforms, instruments, and logistical support. That's not out at the forefront. It's behind the scenes when those missions happen, as much of the mission that's in the 11th Wing is, but it's no less significant and no less important. The seamless logistics executed by the 11th LRS across 85 different JTF NCR movements. Across the board, the 11th Wing moved mountains to make the inauguration successful, despite the significant challenges and the changes in the last 72 hours. These are but just a few examples. The list goes on and on. I literally have 5 more pages of accomplishments right here with me. I'm not going to continue. The thousands of funerals conducted in the last 2 years at Arlington National Cemetery. The support to the worldwide mission airmen. The support to mission partners. The thousands of band and honor guard engagements and performances, all done with excellence. The airmen of the Chief's Own have delivered because the command team delivered. I'd be remiss if I didn't call out Lisa independently. Lisa, thank you for your outstanding support, not only to Ryan and your family, which is a full-time endeavor in its own right, but to the Air Force mission and the men, women, and families of JBAB. You provided invaluable support through your involvement in multiple Blue Star family events throughout the National Capital Region, as social chair for the NCR Air Force and Space Force Spouse Club, as the JBAB youth soccer coach, and as an AFDW Squadron Command Course mentor multiple times, as an Arlington Committee member, and for the countless other contributions you made supporting all of the 11th Wing Airmen and Guardians and JBAB families. The contribution of your gifts went well above and beyond, and your impact was real. Thank you for all that you voluntarily gave. The 11th Wing is strong and is performing well. The Crowleys are leaving JBAB firing on all cylinders, and I am very confident the wing will continue to do so. To Colonel and Mrs. Clark, Jim and Berna, welcome back. This is a homecoming. Jim, as previous 11th Mission Support Group Commander here at JBAB, you are well familiar with the mission, the challenges, and the excellence that resides here at the 11th Wing. But it is the outstanding leadership and competence that you have demonstrated time and again that truly makes you the right airman to lead this wing and this installation at this time. Colonel Clark is coming to us from Scott Air Force Base, Illinois, where he was most recently the commander of of Air Force IMSC Det 9. While supporting Air Mobility Command, he was responsible for synchronizing the installation and mission support capabilities to include oversight, guidance, training, and resources in support of 70,000 personnel in 17 wings under Headquarters AMC. Some tactical examples of what he's been doing since he left JBAB. He helped secure $23 million for 6 KC-46 bed-down projects, reallocated over $38 million towards AMC's global mobility mission. He also oversaw a $584 million U.S. Transportation Command infrastructure strategy for 136 different projects, while executing 120 other contracts valued at over $300 million. His team enabled a cross-functional Air Force Navy team. That'll be a useful skill here, as you know. Navigating Joint Base policy to award over $4 million in design contract to expedite a $200 million construction project, actualizing AMC Commander's #1 concern for ACE-O plan support within Indo-PACOM. He expertly facilitated post-Milton, Helene, and hurricane response and helped secure $21 million to begin recoveries to 2 COCOMs and 51 mission partners at MacDill Air Force Base. He knows how to respond into contingency, something that the 11th Wing does regularly. He also helped source emergency $150,000 for dorm mold mitigation at Pope Army Airfield. We have dorm issues here. And if your 50 congressionally mandated 22nd Airlift Wing dorm project and earned $15 million towards AMC critical infrastructure. These are just a few of the things that Jim Clark has been up to. He hasn't forgotten any of what he learned or knew as the MSG here at the 11th Wing prior to that. The value of the experiences and the accomplishments of your last 3 years, last 5 years as an 06 commander that entire time, or that they directly enhance the skills and competencies needed to excel here in the 11th Wing and at JBAB. He has demonstrated he knows how to take care of airmen, he knows how to take care of their families, and he has proven he knows how to get the mission accomplished in the most demanding of circumstances. Add to that impressive experience Verna's continued love and support, and your new command chief, Chief Master Sergeant Anthony Thompson Jr., and the future of the 11th Wing senior leadership team will continue to shine bright. The Air Force District of Washington, all of Team JBAB, and especially the airmen of the 11th Wing are excited to welcome you and Verna back to the National Capital Region as the commander of the Chief Zone. The challenges in this role are demanding. The operational tempo is significant. That's an understatement. The excellence displayed by and demanded by your airmen is at the highest levels, and you are absolutely the right leader to take command at this time. Thank you for all that you are about to do. Ryan and Lisa, I could not have asked for more from you. You have given much over the last 2 years, and you excelled at every turn. And sometimes those turns were stacked right on top of one another, Ryan. The men and women of the 11th Wing have flourished because you have led them well. And they delivered results worthy of the title of the Chief's own. Congratulations. It is now time to formally recognize that job well done and then to perform the change.
Thank you, General
Honor
DeVoe.
guard.
Please stand as Major General DeVoe presents the Legion of Merit to Colonel Crowley.
Hands high.
Polish the order.
Attention to orders. Colonel Ryan A.F. Crowley distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 11th Wing, Joint Base Anacostia-Bolling, District of Columbia from 18 July 2023 to 25 June 2025. Colonel Crowley's strategic leadership drove installation support for 74 mission partners, the Pentagon and Air Force District of Washington's worldwide mission, encompassing 35,000 service members. Additionally, he enabled execution of soft power excellence through 6,400 ceremonial missions, standing up the Space Force Honor Guard and enhancing strategic partnerships with Ukraine, Finland, Brazil, and Japan. Moreover, Colonel Crowley transformed quality of life and infrastructure, revitalizing failed dorms through a 10-year master plan with $50 million for near-term renovations and energizing a mission-critical $660 million infrastructure plan. Furthermore, his decisive leadership advanced readiness by doubling and intensifying training and exercises, resulting in Air Mobility Command's Inspector General labeling the 11th Wing as most focused in 40 inspections during its first combat readiness inspection. Finally, Colonel Crowley guided the wing through President Carter's state funeral, the 60th presidential inauguration, and recovery from our nation's worst aircraft crash in 20 years. The superior initiative, outstanding leadership, and personal endeavor displayed by Colonel Crowley reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force.
Ceremonial at ease.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Crowley.
Thank you. Flexibility is the key to air power. Flexibility is also the key to successful operations at Joint Base Anacostia-Bolling. Flexibility has been on full display the past 48 hours, and I know I see a lot of happy faces for doing this ceremony indoors. Thank you to our action officers, Captain Barge and Sergeant Reese, our protocol team, Honor Guard, Ceremonial Brass, our club, and so many others. As of many cases the past 2 years, flexibility was the key to success and the key to delivering excellence from Joint Base Anacostia-Bolling. Thanks also to Shepard, Chaplain Wilson, for always delivering a powerful message to energize this and so many other ceremonies. And I'm really gonna miss the national anthems in this wing. Thanks to Sergeant Edquist for his performance and what the singing sergeants do. If we could just give a round of applause to him. Thank you all for being here today. To our distinguished visitors, your support means the world to the 11th Wing. And to my family, the Clark and Thompson families, you are integral to this celebration. Thanks also to my parents, both Air Force veterans and the many family friends who are here today. Today I'll focus on 3 things. First, thanking incredible people who make JBAT's mission a reality. Second, celebrating the successful chapter of the 11th Wing over the past 2 years. And third, looking forward to the future and successes to come under the standing leadership of Colonel Clark and Chief Thompson. For those of you who don't know, the call sign for the wing commander here is Goose. Lisa, thank you for being my gander. I know this command demanded a lot, and I appreciate your grace more than words can say. Your contributions to Team DC or Team JBAB and the DC military community. Your smile, your enthusiasm, your genuine care for everyone makes a difference in ways you can't imagine. I love you. To my goslings, you made JBAP home. I'm so proud of you both. I look forward to more time together. This time around, there are no flowers, no Lego sets or stuffed animals, but I hope tickets to Hawaii will suffice. Our plane leaves in 21 hours. To my wingmen, Colonel Hudnall, Colonel Zeitler, Colonel Nelson, Colonel Butters, Colonel Moon, Colonel Jameson, Colonel Schofield, and Chaplain Spencer, Chaplain Armstrong. Now that I'm looking at the list, everybody switched out on me at some point during this time. Leading the Chief Zone with you has been an absolute privilege. Your friendship, mentorship, and passion are deeply appreciated. I will cherish our time together. To Chief Lawton, my battle buddy, we accomplished so much together. Though he couldn't be here today, he's a special leader making an impact at Ramstein. Chief Robertson and Chief Wilson, thanks for covering the command gig. Chief gig with such ease. You're phenomenal partners and leaders. To my front office, you amaze me. You set up the base, our airmen and guardians, and me for success. Thank you for making it fun, even on the longest days, and thanks for putting up with my apparent attention to detail. To my squadron commanders and wing staff agency directors, you impress me every day. General Goldfein once said that squadrons are the beating heart of the Air Force. You are the heart of the 11th Wing. Thank you for leading your teams to excellence. Senior enlisted leaders, first sergeants, you exceed every expectation. Thank you for caring for our people while achieving mission success. To our Navy counterparts, leading a joint base isn't easy, and I appreciate your partnership. Joint basing is certainly a team sport. To our mission partners, thank you for the trust, partnership, and sometimes, maybe more than sometimes, your grace. You represent every service making us the most joint base in the Department of Defense, critical to supporting the President, and so much more. Even if half of you can't tell me what you do, I trust it's important, and I appreciate you. To my teammates, Colonel O, from the 316th Wing at Andrews, Colonel Rienzi from the 844th Communications Group, Colonel Friesen from the Andrews Medical Group, and your teams, wow, we could have not done it without you. Your partnerships meant the world. And lastly, to General DeVoe and Emily, thank you for your support. In short, you set the culture that enabled AFTW to succeed through an incredibly fast-paced and unprecedented ops tempo in a very high visibility national capital region. Thanks for your leadership. There are so many that contributed to the success of this wing and this base. Please know I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for your trust, your confidence, and friendship. You are each family. Now let's celebrate. 2 years ago, we were winged fresh from declaring full operational capability from a recent lead service transfer. While we still face resource challenges, the results prove that this wing, these airmen, and these guardians are incredibly capable, and they are ready. I'm proud to be a part of the team that has achieved so much in the face of adversity in each of our priorities: mission, people, installation, and community. The Chief Zone is strong, the Chief Zone is ready. For mission, I'm proud of our Arlington chaplaincy, leading final honors at Arlington. I'm proud of our honor guard for being sharp, crisp, and motionless, representing the professionalism, precision, and excellence of all airmen around the world. I'm proud of our Space Force honor guard. It seems like yesterday General Saltzman presided over the ceremony on the ceremonial lawn to create the Space Force honor guard, and now you are fully capable of representing Guardians at every major national ceremony, including the inauguration. I'm proud of the Air Force Band, their power to honor, inspire, and connect with American and international audiences from the White House to Brazil. Thank you for the strategic power that you deliver. I was proud to see our Airmen and Guardians on national TV during the inauguration and state funeral. They look great. I'm proud this wing has enabled the success of our mission partners. I'm proud that this wing has put multiple national special security events on their back. I'm proud how this wing responded to the unfortunate aircraft accident of January 29th. I'm proud of our 811 Force Support Squadron for supporting Airmen and Guardians in the Pentagon in a complicated worldwide mission. I'm proud of the wing for supporting the Air Task Force deployment model. And I'm proud that this wing, the Air Force's youngest wing, took on a combat readiness inspection with energy and absolutely crushed it. Our mission is clear. We deliver worldwide premier ceremonial honors, mission support, and contingency operations from our nation's capital. It took every ounce of energy, but we achieved it together. Be proud. For people, I'm proud of the culture we built together. I'm proud of the quality of life events our Force Support Squadron put on, each bigger and better than last year. I'm proud of the child development workers dedicated to our mission families, our military families. I'm proud of the many, many improvements from AFES. Proud of our medics from the Bolling Medical Squadron giving us the care we need, the helping agencies, many from our wing staff for the support that they provide. And I'm proud of the hundreds of civilians we recognize for excellence and for length of service. You are JBAB. I'm proud of our comptroller squadron keeping airmen paid worldwide. I'm proud that we cultivated an environment where every single person can thrive. Installation, this was perhaps the hardest priority. I'm proud that we modernized, supported, and defended the warfighting platform known as Joint Base Anacostia-Bolling. I'm proud of how this base looks when you drive through the gates. I'm proud of the sweat our engineers put into every piece of infrastructure. I'm proud of our defenders for protecting our gates and important missions and being innovative with force protection solutions. I'm proud of our efforts to improve dorms for our unaccompanied personnel. We weren't given the best chance of success, but we wrote the playbook and things are improving quickly. Thanks to our housing partners, Hunt and Liberty, for their drive to give joint service members the best housing possible. There's still work to do, and we'll do it together. I'm proud of the 794 Communication Squadron that ensured we can communicate effectively, 365, 24/7, especially this morning to help me finalize my speech and print it out. I'm proud of our contracting squadron for being part of every solution. I'm proud of our logistics readiness squadron for keeping us supplied and transported and taking us from 0 to 60 in readiness in a very short piece of time. I'm proud of the progress this installation has made the past 2 years and the progress that it's going to make in the future. For community, I'm proud that we fostered a connected community and built enduring partnerships. I'm proud of the level of community engagement that have elevated JBAP to new heights. It's clear, very clear, that we cannot do this alone. I'm proud of our partners, DC Mayor's Office of Veterans Affairs, the Washington Nationals, the DC United, Blue Star Families, First Command, Air and Space Force Association, the DC Department of Transportation, Metro Police, Capital Area Food Bank, local clergy, LAR DC, our school bus drivers, our homeschool community, our resident council, and residents like Megan Rowley and Jen Zetterstrom. And the list goes on and on. Mission, people, installation, community. This has been a phenomenal 2-year chapter in JBAP's history. A chapter each of you should be proud of. I know I am. And now for the future, which is bright at JBAP. Colonel Clark, Goose 4, you're the right person at the right time to lead the space. I'm excited for you and Bernadette to lead the Chief Zone to even greater success. Our airmen and guardians are strong, they're resilient, they're capable, they're ready, and they're willing to deliver excellence. Set the vision, advocate for resources, and keep advocating for resources, and watch them soar. Goose, welcome back. And to Chief Thompson, Goose Chief, it's amazing how things work out. I was super impressed with our happenstance lunch at AFA last year, and here you are. Your experiences at Joint Base, Pearl Harbor, Hickam, and throughout your career are a perfect fit for this wing. I know you will deliver excellence. Welcome to you and your family. Goose and Goose Chief, your chapter starts today. Enjoy every page with this winning team that punches well above its weight class. To the flock of the 11th Wing, all of our mission partners, it has been an honor of a lifetime to serve with you. Be proud that you are part of the Chief Zone and that you deliver excellence every day at a powerful military installation in our nation's capital, the greatest country in this world. To close, I ask that you humor me with just one last cheer. For those of you that don't know, I'll say proud to be. If you can say it loud and proud, the Flying Bee.
Proud to be the Flying Bee!
Thank you, Team JBAP.
you, Colonel Crowley. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as Major General DeVoe executes his change of command.
Honor, guard! And hut!
The wing flag is entrusted to the acting command chief of Joint Base Anacostia-Bolling in the 11th Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Eric Robertson, symbolically expressing the special trust and responsibility afforded to the command's enlisted members. Joining Chief Robertson is the incoming command chief, Chief Master Sergeant Anthony Thompson Jr. The passing of the flag and changing of position signifies the change of command between commanders, as well as a change of responsibility between command chiefs. Attention to orders. Under the provisions of AFI 51-604 and Special Order Number G-25-015, Colonel Ryan A.F. Crowley relinquishes command of Joint Base Anacostia-Bolling and the 11th Wing to Colonel James M. Clark, effective 25 June 2025.
Sir, I relinquish command.
Sir, I assume.
Please be seated. The United States Air Force and Space Force Honor Guard and Air Force Band proudly offer Colonel Clark his first salute.
Present, arms!
Staff, present arms. Staff, forward, arms.
Forward, up, right shoulder, up! Ceremonial at ease.
Staff, ceremonial at ease.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander, Joint Base Anacostia-Bolling, and the 11th Wing, Colonel James M. Clark.
All right, senior leaders, mission partners, family, friends, flock, I'm back. Not many leaders get a second chance to get it right, but here I am. I'll get it right this time. Up front, I want to thank those who had a role in today's ceremony, especially the Honor Guard, the band, and everybody that played a role. Yesterday there was about 100 people in here practicing. I was like, wow, this is a big deal. But thank you for everyone who had a role in this. Oh, maybe give another round of applause for that. Colonel DeVoe, thank you for the kind words. Importantly, thank you for this opportunity. It is truly an honor and a privilege to command the 11th Wing. Colonel Crowley, thank you for the wonderful turnover. I never had a better turnover than what he has done. Thank you for that. More importantly, thank you for taking care of the flock these last 2 years. You've done a superb job. I've got some big shoes to fill. Chief Thompson, congratulations. This is just as much a ceremony for you as it is for me, or for you as me. But your new command chief right there. Let's give him a round of applause. I look forward to getting to know you and your family after the ceremony. Really haven't had much time to talk, so I look forward to that. Quick shout out to my former MSG chief, Chief Cleveland, if he's in the office. I think many of you know Chief Cleveland. He's the guy that bounces around Energizer Bunny. I don't know if he's in the audience, but I wanted to give a quick shout out to him. He was my MSG chief when I was the MSG commander here, but he did an outstanding job, I think, for when I was there, and I think for you all when he was here for you for the last 4 years. So, Chief, if you're in the audience, thank you for everything you've done for me. First Sergeant from my first command, I wanted to recognize him. That was about 10, maybe 15 years ago, but he and I moved a lot of dirt together. I do want to recognize retired Master Sergeant Chris Rash and his son Chase. We moved a lot of dirt. We got a lot of stories, and maybe one day I'll share them with you. I don't know if they're here, but longtime friends Eric Dozier, Colonel Eric Dozier, retired, and Ken DeChellis. I don't know if you're in the audience, but I see a hand there, Ken. There. Thank you for being here. You'll notice that all of my friends are retired, so I don't know what's going on here. But anyways, I especially want to recognize my father, my mother, my sister Christy, my wife Bernadette, my oldest daughter Sammy, and her boyfriend Joey, my youngest daughter Aurora. Love you all. It means the world to me that you're here today. Thank you. Okay, so after I was selected for this command, several people asked me, "Sir, what are you looking forward to?" So I had to give them some answers, and I thought, well, maybe many of you in the audience are asking the same question. What are you looking forward to? So I thought, well, I'll just share what I shared with them. So first, I look forward to supporting all the people that call JBAB their home, their place of work, their supporting command, or their partner. If I can help, I will. Second, I look forward to improving the services on JBAB. If I can make it better, I will. And maybe we'll even get a fam camp one day. I want a big fam camp in here. Get a fam camp. Third, I look forward to improving the infrastructure on JBAB. If it can be done, it will be done. Fourth, I look forward to strengthening JBAB's partnerships. That's both the mission and community partnerships that we have. Big thank you to the community partners in the audience today. Lastly, I look forward to having a little bit of fun. If we can do that, that's my goal too. I want to have some fun in this job. I've been here doing this for a long time. Hopefully we can all enjoy this and enjoy the ride. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but we're going to have fun doing it. So, short speech today. I will simply say that I'm excited for the future and that together I know that we will conquer all. On that note, let's get to work.
Thank you, Colonel Clark.
Step.
Honor, guard, and hut.
The men and women of Joint Base Anacostia-Bolling and the 11th Wing are proud to have served with Colonel Crowley and wish him and Lisa good luck and Godspeed in their future endeavors. We also welcome the Clark family as Colonel Clark assumes his new duties as commander of Joint Base Anacostia-Bolling and the 11th Wing, supporting more than 49,000 military and civilian personnel and their families throughout the National Capital Region, as well as enabling the execution of ceremonial honors here and around the world and installation support to 74 mission partners on the nearly 1,000-acre installation. There will be a reception in the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force room immediately following the ceremony. Please remain at your seats until the official party and distinguished visitors depart. Please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party.
Sir, this concludes the ceremony.
Give it a gun. Hey!
concludes today's ceremony. Please join Major General and Mrs. DeVoe in congratulating Colonel and Mrs. Clark in a receiving line in the dispatch room. Thank you for attending, and we wish you a pleasant day.
Let's try.